Located in the northwestern corner of South America, Colombia is a breathtaking landscape where towering mountains, tropical rainforests and coastlines stretching along the Caribbean Sea and the Pacific Ocean blend together. But it is more than just a land of stunning scenery. It is a country with a complex history of ancient civilizations, Spanish colonization, and long struggles for independence and stability. Colombia has experienced centuries of profound transformations, oscillating between prosperity and conflict, from pre-Columbian empires to the colonial era, and then the wars of independence led by figures like Simón Bolívar. In modern times, the country has faced significant challenges from civil wars and the drug trade, but it has also consistently strived to build a more stable and just nation. Welcome to this new video in our series on the history of South American countries. Before the Spanish set foot on Colombian soil, the Western Highlands, particularly the Andes Mountains, were the heart of human life and civilization in the region. There, indigenous cultures flourished, most notably those of the Chibcha people, who settled in the high plateaus near present-day Bogotá. The Chibcha lived in a structured society based on intensive agriculture, with settled villages and a relatively high population density compared to other parts of South America. They also possessed a clear religious system, distinct social classes and hereditary political and religious positions, making them one of the most advanced peoples in pre-European Colombia. Despite their progress, they were unable to establish a fully unified state, remaining mired in political and military rivalries and conflicts among their local leaders. In the early 16th century, European ships began exploring the Colombian coast. The Spanish sailed along the Caribbean Sea and the Pacific coast, searching for gold, riches, and opportunities for expansion. With the founding of strategic cities like Santa Marta in 1525, Cartagena in 1533, and Bogotá in 1538, the Spanish conquest began in earnest. These cities quickly transformed into military, commercial, and administrative centers, from which the Spanish extended their control over the interior, nearly completing the subjugation of the country by the mid-16th century. The Spanish established a centralized colonial administration in Bogotá to consolidate their control over the new territories and integrate them into the Spanish Empire. However, the arrival of the Europeans brought a demographic catastrophe for the indigenous population. Diseases introduced from Europe, such as smallpox and measles, along with harsh economic exploitation and forced labor, decimated their numbers. During the colonial era, Colombia's economy became primarily based on mining, especially gold extraction, as well as agriculture and cattle ranching. Limited local industries, such as weaving, also emerged in some areas. To compensate for the labor shortage, slavery expanded significantly, with Africans being brought to work in mines and plantations, while the indigenous population was subjected to coercive systems such as feudalism, tribute, and forced labor. In this environment, the Catholic Church played a crucial role. It was not merely a religious institution, but a cornerstone of colonial society, running schools, providing social services, and participating in the dissemination of Spanish culture, language, and religion. This made it really an effective instrument for consolidating Spanish influence and shaping the identity of the new colony. New Granada, which would later encompass Colombia, Panama, Venezuela, and Ecuador, had been under Spanish rule since the early 18th century. Spain reorganized its administration to consolidate control, stimulate trade, and further integrate the colonies with the imperial center. This led to relative economic growth, the emergence of an educated Creole elite, and an expansion of education, the press and intellectual activities, contributing to a new political consciousness within the colony. In the late 18th century, tensions began to rise with the Comuneros uprising of 1781 against taxes, though it ultimately failed. With Napoleon's invasion of Spain in 1808, the legitimacy of Spanish rule weakened, sparking independence movements. Regions within New Granada declared independence in 1810, despite maintaining nominal loyalty to the monarchy. Civil wars and internal conflicts ensued before Simón Bolívar's forces decisively won the major battles between 1819 and 1823, establishing Gran Colombia. But the new state quickly collapsed due to political and territorial divisions. Venezuela and Ecuador seceded in 1830, leaving Colombia almost entirely alone. Over the following decades, the country was embroiled in a protracted struggle between liberals and conservatives, punctuated by civil wars and erratic reforms, including the abolition of slavery, the weakening of the Church's power, and repeated attempts at federalization and centralization. In the late 19th century, these conflicts culminated in the Thousand Days' War, which lasted from 1899 to 1903, resulting in immense human losses and, severely weakening the state. However, it also brought an end to a long period of internal warfare, and, ushered Colombia into the 20th century with a legacy of deep political divisions. In the late 1920s, Colombia experienced a severe economic collapse due to its heavy reliance on exports such as coffee, oil, and bananas. This led to the downfall of the conservatives and the rise of the liberals to power in 1930. A series of significant social and agrarian reforms followed during the 1930s, most notably granting peasants greater land rights and initiating industrialization, particularly in Medellin. But stability was, short-lived. The 1946 elections and the ensuing political polarization led to a wave of widespread violence following the assassination of Liberal leader Gaitán in 1948, in what became known as the Violencia, which, sadly, claimed hundreds of thousands of lives. Subsequent coups and reform attempts followed until the National Front was established in 1957 to share power between liberals and conservatives, temporarily ending the conflict. Despite some economic stability in the 1960s, new crises emerged, such as inflation and unemployment, contributing to the rise of leftist guerrilla movements like the FARC and the ELN. With the demise of the National Front, Colombia entered a prolonged period of political instability and armed conflict, characterized by economic crises intertwined with internal rebellions and a decline in public trust in traditional political parties. Since the late 20th century, Colombia has experienced increasingly complex political and social crises, resulting from uneven development and a widening gap between social classes, despite periods of sustained economic growth. With the end of the National Front's rule, the drug trade emerged as a major economic and political force, transforming the country into a global hub for the production and trafficking of cocaine and marijuana. Powerful cartels, like those in Medellin and Cali, led by prominent figures such as Pablo Escobar, rose to prominence. This coincided with a surge in political violence and the rise of leftist guerrilla movements like the FARC and the ELN, as well as the expansion of paramilitary groups. During the 1980s and 90s, Colombia became one of the most violent countries in the world, plagued by political assassinations, acts of terrorism, and open conflict between the state, guerrillas, and drug traffickers. Despite this, successive governments attempted to achieve stability through economic and constitutional reforms, most notably the 1991 Constitution, which expanded political rights and restructured the state. But the violence persisted until gradual peace efforts began in the first decade of the 21st century, particularly under Presidents Álvaro Uribe and Juan Manuel Santos. The government achieved significant successes against armed groups, culminating in a historic peace agreement with the FARC in 2016. Following the historic 2016 peace agreement with the FARC, the Colombian people narrowly rejected it in a referendum due to controversy surrounding the terms of the settlement. However, the government renegotiated the agreement, ultimately passing a revised version. The disarmament process began in 2017, with the FARC officially surrendering its weapons and transforming into a political party, a move that ended decades of civil war. At the same time, Colombia continued to face serious challenges, including drug trafficking, the emergence of other armed groups, and the government's efforts to achieve economic stability through agricultural reforms and alternatives to coca cultivation. Despite political progress, violence, social unrest, and allegations of corruption remained persistent problems. In subsequent years, the country experienced widespread popular protests against inequality and economic conditions, especially after the COVID-19 pandemic. In the 2022 elections, the leftist Gustavo Petro won the presidency in a historic political shift, defeating a conservative opponent and reflecting a significant change in Colombian public sentiment towards social justice and economic reform. Today, Colombia represents the story of a nation that has persevered through adversity, where history intertwines with the hope for a future still being written. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.